This is the 150th anniversary of the Civil War. How many have seen those Ken Burns documentaries on the Civil War? Have you seen them?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, you should watch them. They're just fantastic. And thank God for people like Ken Burns who research every historical fact. Because I've learned from doing these jaywalks where we talk to people on the street, you don't want to rely on the average American for a history lesson. So to prove my point, we took answers from jaywalks we've gotten over the years, and we made our own documentary, but it's based on what these people say actually happened in American history.
What is July 4th famous for?
The celebration of independence.
Independence from whom?
Mexico.
Mexico.
In 1775, Generales George Washington led 13 colonies to war against their mother country, Mexico, to gain independence. The uprising had its roots in one significant act of defiance, the Boston Taco Party. Fearing the newly formed United States would try to expand their country, Mexico built a wall along the border to keep Americans out.
Who is this? Armick?
Jefferson.
Jefferson. What's his first name?
George.
In 1776, the Declaration of Independence was written by a sitcom character named George Jefferson, a businessman who left the Harlem ghetto to open a chain of dry cleaners. He and his wife, Wheezy, later met with John Adams and Benjamin Franklin to finish the document in a deluxe apartment in the sky. There he penned these immortal words.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men, including stupid, fat-headed, hungry crackers, are created equal.
Who warned the British are coming, the British are coming?
The British?
In what proved to be a tactical error, the British sent horseback riders through the streets announcing they were to launch surprise attacks on American military bases. This version of events has been put into question by this political scholar, as she described Paul Revere's ride.
He who warned the British that they weren't going to be taking away our arms by ringing those bells and making sure as he's riding his horse through town.
Sarah Palin, June 3rd, 2011.
Who were Lewis and Clark?
Superman and...
In the early 1800s, Superman and his girlfriend Lois began an expedition across America to explore the uncharted West. No obstacle proved too great or threat too dangerous with Superman along for the journey.
When did the Alamo take place?
18-something.
18-something. About when?
37?
Close. 36. Very good. Who fought there?
John Wayne?
In 1836, Jim Bowie, Davy Crockett, and Academy Award-winning actor John Wayne fought valiantly against Santa Anna and his army at the Alamo. His experience helped him later when he returned to Hollywood to play Davy Crockett in the 1960 film The Alamo. John Wayne recalls.
The producer almost fired me when I refused to do things in the script that weren't accurate. I told him, I was there, Pilgrim, so you can kiss my ass.
During what war was the Battle of Gettysburg fought?
World War II?
World War II. What was the Gettysburg Address?
Was it made by Washington?
At the remarkable age of 207, George Washington gave Abraham Lincoln's famous Gettysburg speech to Allied troops in World War II. Said Army Private Baylor Hunt Rhodes that day,
"It was inspiring to see a president I thought was dead give a speech from the Civil War, although he often begged us to shoot him and put him out of his misery." May 8, 1944.
Immediately after the speech, Washington had his wooden teeth replaced with dentures.
Who fought in the Civil War?
Okay.
Who fought
the North, the Redcoats, the North and the South. I mean, it was a...
North and who won that one?
Unfortunately, the South.
By the beginning of 1865, when it became clear the South was going to win the war, every single African American said, "Screw this," and fled the rebel states, thus bringing the North many important cultural milestones.
When was Pearl Harbor?
A long time ago.
Yeah, but what was it? What happened?
It was bombed.
By?
The Hawaiians.
It was bombed by the Hawaiians.
It was in Hawaii.
Without warning, on December 7, 1941, Hawaii conducted a surprise attack on itself. The assault on Pearl Harbor was so devastating, the U.S. declared war on Hawaii. Okay, so finally in 1945, George Washington, the man who liberated us from Mexico, who was guided by the great words of Wheezy and George Jefferson, and inspired by his idol John Wayne, sent Superman to free Hawaii from Hawaii, thus ending World War II. Oh, and then he got his teeth out.